baby, this morning. This is ELIO Piedra, and you are watching Morning Coffee with ELIO. I am super excited to be here. Another morning, another day to be grateful for, another inspiration. Can you believe it? We are a couple days, a few hours away from Christmas. Yes, can you believe it? 2020 is almost gone. Oh my goodness, I know everybody is waiting for 2021 and expecting to be a better year. We're hopeful. Well, but anyways, that is actually why I am so excited today, because I have an excellent financial educator, a great friend, someone who is coming back this time to talk about the Joe Biden policies. Yes, the elected president Joe Biden, and how these policies may impact your economy in a good, in a bad way. Maybe it's gonna be fine, but regardless, what you need to do and why you maybe need to become part of his industry. What is his industry? Who is this guest? The amazing Matt Scott, financial educator. But before we bring Matt on camera, let me ask you for a quick favor, very small. Like it and share it right now. Like and share this show, because this is a show that your friend, your family, your loved one, anybody out there, everyone needs to watch. This show can change your life for good and forever. I'm telling you, this is going to impact your financial education, the life of your family. So make sure that you are sharing the good stuff today, because as my friend John Tall used to say, the good stuff is free, so share it. Why not? So let's bring on camera my good friend Matt Scott, and let's talk about finances. How you doing, Matt, this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, Elio. How are you?
Man, I am fired up. I feel grateful and blessed for having you here with us.
Well, I feel the same way that you would ask me. I'm so glad to be back and be able to help out your viewers.
Yes, no. I honestly, I was reading this article that I am talking about. That, by the way, you can afterwards go to our Morning Coffee with Elio page on Facebook and check it out, see what the article is about. I was actually talking to Matt about bringing the article on, but it's very long. It's like 15 minutes read. So actually we're gonna break it down and we're gonna talk about the article so you know what the article is about. So Matt, I sent you the article about Joe Biden's policies and how, in different, I will say in different fields, like it's going to impact, student loans, first home buyers, loans of different types, taxes reforms. So let's begin with some, let's say like a resume of what this article is about, what you saw, what you were reading in the article. What is your perception of this article?
Yeah, definitely, Elio. I agree that your viewers need to go and read it. It only takes about 15 minutes to read. It's not a difficult article to read. We're going to try to remember a few things and go through it today for you. But I was so excited that Elio asked me to talk about this, because I haven't even been thinking about this. The reason why I haven't really been thinking much about this is because with the knowledge that I have and different people in my industry, we're not worried about it. We're not concerned about it. And after we give you some of the information you're going to see on this show, you'll understand why. But then Elio, really, it reminded me that you guys, you don't have the information that we have. You don't have the information that the financial services industry has. So this could be very concerning. And if people aren't careful, they can make some big mistakes from this. And I just want to make an opening statement, and then Elio and I will dive into the individual specifics of it. But listen, first of all, calm down. Calm down. Do not make huge, rash financial decisions. Look, Joe Biden becoming president is for some people, they think it's the end of the world. It's not. And for some people, they think it's the beginning of a perfect utopian society. Well, that's not true either. I'm going to make a statement that we could end the video right here off of this statement. Okay, you still and always will be the biggest impact on your financial future. Follow tried and true financial practices that have always been good advice, always will be good advice, and don't rely on the government. World history should teach us that, not to rely on changes in the government because it's always changing. We're going to show you some principles today that'll help you relax and realize how you can succeed no matter what the new administration does. However, we are going to talk about some of those things today.
That is a fantastic beginning and introduction to our conversation because actually the first quarter, I will say, of this article, very important. One more time, I'm gonna mention, it is about the student loans. Matt, the first time that we were, blessed to have Matt here to talk about financial education, we talk about how you don't learn about money on school. So there is some principles at Matt were mentioning that you need to follow them to succeed, regardless whatever this article is saying, whatever Joe Biden is gonna, change or not, because at the end of the day, you are the one who decide what is the road to your best stuff, what is the road to your success, to your investments, to the best version of your life. So Matt, let's begin with student loans, and let's begin what is it that students get very concerned, and even they panic sometimes with all these reforms and with all these changes that I am 80% sure that they don't, most of them, they don't even understand. So let's begin with the student loans and what it means, what this article means for them, and how they can just come down and take action so they can take control on their financial education and their life.
Yeah, absolutely. First, couple of things just to realize about student loan forgiveness and debt forgiveness is, first of all, the government, United States government, and the country, as you may know, is very much in debt. So when the government says we're going to help you out of debt, it's a little bit concerning because the government's in debt. So that is a little bit something that the government can't just obviously print money and make it magically disappear. And the second thing that people need to realize is if they're giving away money here, they have to take money here. Money doesn't grow on trees. So asking the government, hey, just forgive all this stuff, is going to end up costing somebody, maybe even your children in the future, a lot of money. Okay, so but let's talk about what the administration is proposing. First of all, from what I'm reading, it's only talking about forgiving somewhere between $10,000 to $50,000 of student loans. So even at that, for people with a couple $100,000 of student loan debt, we're only talking about maybe forgiving $10,000 to $50,000 of student loan debts. It may or may not happen. It could take a very long time to come into effect. We're talking about 2022, and we don't yet know what the requirements are going to be to receive this student loan forgiveness. So even if you have student loans, you may not even meet the requirements to get this program when it comes about. So you go, well, Matt, so what are you telling me? What I'm telling you is what ELIO and I have been telling you from the beginning of the show. That is the best course of action to take care of student loan debt or any debt is what I would say is three principles. First of all, you have to have a budget. If you don't tell your money where to go, it goes wherever it wants to, which is usually not where you want it to go. Okay, so you've got to have a budget. That would allow you to have some type of savings, to have some type of a savings plan to where then you can snowball your debt, which simply means starting off with what is the smallest amount of debt, paying that off, and then taking the amount of money you use to pay off that debt and add it to your payment of your next largest debt. The only guaranteed way to get out of student loan debt is for you to do it. And here's the good news, you can do it. And there are professionals like myself, like Katie Hammer, that have been on the show. This is what we do. We can help you do this. The only sure way you can get out of debt is if you're the one who does it.
That is absolutely fantastic. And that's right. You need to take action and make a decision. Sometimes we don't make a decision, which is already a decision.
Right.
And then we don't take action, and then just time flies. But Matt, I already on fire here. let's expand really quick what you mentioned. When the government, I want to kind of like go back to the middle of your, conversation when you mentioned that when the government takes money here, they need to kind of that money needs to come back from another place. So that is already concerning because right now, I mean, like just today, okay, the government approved the second stimulus, the very popular PPP plan, PPP loan. That to me is very, very concerning, especially for small businesses. The small business community, that is the one that the government is helping. They are saying that it may be forgivable, but they are not saying that it's forgivable. And even if it's forgivable, I am concerning about what you're mentioning because I already thought about that. I am someone that I try to see the long run, the long term picture. I don't want to see just what it is right now, but I want to see what it can become later. It can become the biggest problem later for generations. So what?
It's basic economics, Elio, and I have to say this story because you're going to love it. I was meeting with a home builder today who's building our house out toward Gainesville, and we were talking about this very topic. And I said that would be like me telling you, "Hey, listen, I don't want to pay you $200,000. So can you just charge all your other customers more money so I don't have to pay you $200,000 for my home?" It's basic economics. If one person's getting forgiven or not having to pay, someone else is going to have to pay somewhere at some point in time.
Yes, yes. So that's what I've been thinking as well. That's why, in some point, let's say, I don't know if I am right. You can tell me, Matt. But in this case, and all of this is related to the this economic situation that we are all navigating to the times of COVID-19 because COVID is still here, with vaccine or not. But Matt, I've been thinking about this topic, and let's say my advice is like, if you don't really need the PPP loan, don't take it. That's what I've been thinking, right?
Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
really need it, some people are like, oh no, I may take advantage of that because maybe, but what if later down the road, your kids, your grandkids, or even yourself is gonna affect your retirement plan? Can you even imagine that? You need to watch. There is a Dave Ramsey show about how many people have been taking money from their retirement plan, and now they have to pay not only fees, but they have to pay double the rates so they can actually put that money back and take advantage of that retirement plan. It is absolutely insane out
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
So we're beginning with the student loans, and thanks for clarifying all of that. So now let's jump right into the tax reform.
Yes.
There is a section over there about what is going to happen with taxes. I remember that they are mentioning, Joe Biden's policy is mentioning that, let's say, a household of between, let's say, 300,000 and up onto a million. So the first class will pay more taxes, and then they are supposed to cut taxes for middle class and the working class. So how this could affect the economy of our country, of the United States?
You know, there a long time ago, income taxes used to be a lot higher for people who made a lot of money, and they survived. You said this great to me when we kind of had the conversation about this. Elio and I are not taking a political stance in this conversation. We're just giving information. So paying more taxes if you make more money, it's not the first time this has happened. So many people that are worried about this aren't even in that category where they're going to pay more taxes anyway. I mean, let's face it, most people do not make over 300,000 in their household for the year. So
Yes.
so this isn't going to affect most people, but for people that do make a lot of money, this could affect them. But here's the thing about taxes. I feel very strongly that you need to hire a professional. Okay. If you need a DJ, you hire Elio. Okay. If you need podcast production, you always hire a professional. If you need help with your finances, you call someone like me, you hire a professional. It's crazy that you would not have someone consulting you on your taxes. Tax professionals do not cost a lot of money, but they can certainly save you a lot of money. So let's go back to why I mentioned that, because people who make over 300,000 a year, these are not people that are W-2. These are not people who have a job, because jobs don't pay that kind of money. These are self-employed individuals, 1099 individuals that make this kind of high income that would be prone to have to pay more taxes. Well, if you have a good tax person, and I'm not saying doing anything illegal, I'm talking about there are legal ways that you can get tax breaks and tax deductions to offset whatever income tax may be. And that's the beauty of being self-employed and being an entrepreneur, is you get to take advantage of tax deductions and breaks that the general public that has a job that's W-2 may not. Now, again, get a tax pro, get all the tax write-offs that you can get, but be careful, because as an entrepreneur, you can get so many tax write-offs that it becomes a problem if you need a loan later on. So again, that's why you need to have a tax professional to plan what your future is, to plan what you need to show as your income and reasons why. We don't have time to get into that, but that's why you need a professional. These tax changes may not take place again until 2022. So
Yeah.
we have a lot of time. But it does look like it's going to give more tax returns to families that have kids. But let me flip flop. So I've talked about how to help yourself if it's going to cost you a lot more in taxes. But let's talk about, let's say that Biden's policy, you fall in that category, like you have a family, you have kids, and you're going to get a lot of money back. Be careful about that. There's two things about income tax you have to be careful of. Do not overpay. Do not overpay. And do not waste your refund. Now, here's what I mean by that. A lot of people have the mentality that I would rather pay in way too much. That way I know I'm going to get a lot back at the end of the year. You let the government hold on to your money for 12 months. You let the government make interest off your money for 12 months. Again, get a tax professional, know your income tax bracket, save what you need to save, especially if you're self-employed, you have to do this. Save what you need to save based on your income tax bracket and what you believe you will make for the year, so that when the IRS says, here's what you owe us, you can write the check. And that way you can use your money throughout the year to pay off your debt or invest for your future and not waste that money. And if you do get a good income tax return, by all means, don't buy something to impress people you're not going to like a year from now. Use that money to pay off debt or get ahead in your retirement plan, because we may not know what loan forgiveness programs are going to exist 10, 20, 30 years from now. We may not know what income taxes are going to be 10, 20, 30 years from now, but we do know eventually you're going to retire, and you better have some money saved for that.
I am very glad that you just mentioned that. Perfect timing, because I am here in front of the article, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you, the next session, it is the first time home buyers tax credit. We're going to skip that for now. Go to our page, Morning Coffee with ELIO. Click on that link. It's going to take you to the article itself. Read it and leave a comment below. Let's talk about what Matt just said. So Joe Biden's plans for Social Security and retirement accounts. And actually, let me clarify something that Matt also mentioned. It is super important. This is not a political conversation at all, by any means. If Trump is the president, we'll be talking about Trump's policy. Barack Obama will be talking right now about Barack Obama's policy. It doesn't really matter. We're talking about the elected president and how it's going to affect you. Basically, we are trying to help you and have a very, I would say, productive conversation, how the future will look like if you take action today. And if you use a professional such as the great Matt Scott. And I am not telling you because he's here. I'm telling you because all the experience that Matt, as a financial educator, has, and he also been helping families and individuals and business professionals. So now let's talk about Biden's plans for Social Security and retirement accounts, especially let's expand in the retirement accounts, because you are an expert at that, Matt. Let's talk about that, especially what the article is about. Talk to me about what this article is saying about this session, and what is your best advice related to what the article is saying.
Absolutely. So the article is talking about increasing Social Security, that the Biden administration realizes that Social Security is not enough. And that would be an accurate assessment. And so they're trying to make sure that there is at least a certain minimum Social Security that will be paid out to help people live off of Social Security. But again, as we've been telling you on this entire podcast, relying on that is the riskiest thing you can do. It's the scariest thing you can do. Okay, there
Yeah.
are reasons why the 401k was developed. There's a reason why an IRA was developed, because the government knows that it's very dangerous to rely on Social Security. Because again, like we've been saying, if we're forgiving debt and we're doing all this over here, where are we going to get this money from? And increasing taxes to the wealthy may not be enough. And if you know anything about Social Security, you know that the plan is in danger. It's been in danger for a long time. They're using funds that should be spent on Social Security for a lot of other things. So, yes, it sounds great, and I hope it works. I hope it works that our government will give more money to hardworking people who have worked their entire lives and been a great citizen of this country. I hope that works out for them. But if I care about you at all, I have to tell you, don't rely on that. Don't trust Social Security, because Social Security is owned 100% by the government. You have no ownership, no say so in Social Security whatsoever. But whereas with 401ks, IRAs, whether traditional or Roth, depending on your income and tax situation, one of those might be better for you than the other. Those are a lot better options. Put most of your attention in the areas that you have 100% control of, and hope for the best with everything else.
Awesome. Talking about hoping for the best, taking control, taking action in your life, for your life, and for your loved ones, and for the future of your family. We have a few minutes of the show, and I will love for Matt to explain why his industry, all right, the industry of financial education, insurance, and everything that Matt does for people, and how what that industry can do for you. And how you can also become part of Matt's team if you want to take your finances to the next level in every single way. So Matt, talk to me why your industry it is crisis proof. And I heard that you guys have been making more money than anybody else. Well, not anybody else, but more money than other years. That's what I what I mean.
Yeah, it goes really along with a comment I wanted to make, kind of toward the end of our talk, and it'll go right into that. Is that basically, guys, what we're telling you is that looking to the government for tax breaks and debt relief and Social Security benefits, that's always going to be the most risky plan of action that you can take for your finances. Managing your debt, smart long-term savings and investments will always be the smartest and the most tried and true method. And so, that's why, going back to what ELIO mentioned, if you want to be in an industry where it's economically bulletproof, then the financial services industry is a great industry, because if the economy is going great and people are feeling fantastic about their economy and their finances, they're going to want to talk to a financial professional. If the economy is not looking so good and people are worried, people are scared about what's going to happen, that's when they want to talk to a financial professional. And I will tell you that when I got into this industry many years ago, I never knew it was going to be this big of a deal for me. I never knew I was going to be doing it full time. I never knew I was going to become a regional vice president. This past year, we actually broke a lot of company records for the northern part of Florida. I never knew it would be all that. But here's the thing about business. Okay, Business 101 says this: if you can find a need, which is nothing more than a problem that people have, all entrepreneurs are problem solvers. That's all we are. So if you can find a problem people have, a need people have, and you have a solution for that, and you create a business marketing that solution, you're going to be financially successful. And so, yes, we've made a lot of money, and that's fantastic. And some people may say, "Oh, you're bragging about the money you're making," but you have to understand, I only make money if I improve people's finances. If I make their future better for them and their children, that's how I get paid. So to me, money is just a receipt that shows that I help someone. And so that's why I love what I do. I'm so passionate about it. I love the fact that we're educators. Yes, I can help people with life insurance. I can sell them life insurance. Yes, I can sell them investments and mutual funds and retirement plans and annuities and anything that, whatever it is that they need. Yes, I can do all that. But what I love about what I do is that I can educate. I teach people how all this stuff works. And then if they say, well, Matt, can you help me with that? Then sure, I'm here. Or if you go to a different financial advisor and use the information and the knowledge I gave you to get help with someone else, that's fine too. There's plenty enough money to go around. There's plenty enough people that need help. I just want to make sure that people are working with a financial person that is going to break things down for them, explain things to them, not charge them for the time that they spend, and really help them make a difference. So if I can help you in that way, fantastic. But then secondly, if in this economy and in this world that we're in, finding ways to make extra income is very important. Becoming entrepreneurial is very important. So if you love helping people, you're willing to learn something new, and you're a hardworking person, then I'm hiring in the Gainesville and surrounding areas. Part-time, full-time. I'm looking for people that want to become a vice president like myself and actually run one of the multiple locations that we're going to be opening around the Gainesville area. So, I just love to be able to create an economic engine where families can either be helped by the services I provide, or they can be helped by the extra income they're making from becoming one of my agents and business partners with me.
That is awesome, guys. And let's have a couple minutes. Let me ask you, Matt. I was listening to one of Dave Ramsey's show, and a title that I was reading, and said that buying a full-term life insurance is the worst decision that you can ever make. Why is that?
And when you say full-term, you mean like to age 100, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, this is a loaded topic, but everybody or most people, I should say, in the life insurance industry with the licenses I have, they want to sell you what ELIO called a full term or a whole life insurance policy, and it drives me up the walls. And I just saw an ad today on Facebook that said, "Invest for your retirement," but it was a life insurance company ad. They don't do investments. They don't do mutual funds. They don't do IRAs. They do life insurance. They'll try anything in the world they can to get you to buy this whole life insurance. They'll call it an investment. They'll call it a savings. And ELIO, I saw something the other day, drove me crazy. I had a whole life agent explain to me how they're marketing whole life insurance as a way to debt snowball, actually as a way to pay off debt. This is crazy. Okay. You pay off debt by paying off your debt. You invest for the future by investing for the future, and you buy life insurance for buying life insurance. Those three things are mutually separate things. If you try to buy one product that does all three, you're going to lose one way or the other. So what ELIO and I teach people, because I know you're a champion of this, ELIO, as well, is that by buying a term life insurance policy for the amount of time you need it for, meaning while you have kids at home, while you have a house mortgage, while you have debt. So that could be 20 years, 30 years, 25 years, 35 years, could be anything like that. Buying it like that is going to give you the most life insurance coverage for the smallest monthly payment. Now, because your monthly payment is small, you can put more money towards getting yourself out of debt, and you can put more money towards a retirement plan. You see, it's all about keeping control of your money and not trusting a big life insurance company to help you get out of debt or retire. That's not what they're for. They're there to bring a check if you pass away. That's it. So don't overpay or get confused with these policies. If you don't understand that life insurance policy, you should not be paying for it. And if you want help understanding your life insurance, let me know. I do free reviews, ELIO, just like I did for you. I do free reviews all the time.
Yeah, Matt honestly did a couple of weeks ago a review of life insurance. He said you have the best one, and actually the intention was if I don't have the best one, he will recommend me one, and it will compare, and he can do all of that because I don't have clue how to dive in like deeper into that and when the whys and the reasons and understanding it. But the best part is what you just mentioned, Matt. You explain this to the client. So actually just being surrounded by people like you, just being part of, just having you as part of my team, I grow, all right, together with your knowledge, and I learn more, and I can actually expand my vision and my concept about all these things that are super important: life insurance, retirement plans, investment, stocks, what's going on with the stock market. Amazing. We can be talking here with Matt forever. Matt, I've been thinking, man, we got to do a podcast. We need to create a podcast with you as a co-host just to talk about these topics because you are so good at what you do. That is just amazing. I want to thank you for being here, for actually answering few of the questions about this article. And again, guys, this is only this conversation. We don't have enough time to be here with you guys all day, but if you really want to learn more, do one thing first. Go to Morning Coffee with Elio page, click where it says Joe Biden's new policies and how they could impact your finances. Number 2, reach out to Matt Scott on Facebook. There is no another one. Matt Scott. That's him. Reach out to Matt today to take your finances to the next level and your family finances, your dreams and your goals. You need a coach. All right, remember, I'm going to leave you guys with this. Muhammad Ali he said, I am one of the greatest of all time, but he never won a championship without Angelo Dundee by his corner. So you make sure, you need to make sure that you have your coach, a coach at the level of Matt Scott, because sometimes you have a coach, but you don't know if your coach is doing what he needs to do. Make sure that you reach out to a professional today. Matt, thank you so much for being here with us once again on Morning Coffee with Elio. I really appreciate you, brother, everything that you do for our business community and our community here in Gator Nation. And right now, expanding, to everybody out there in the world. I have so many friends in Canada, New York, Miami, Houston, that they watch the show. So I am sure that if they also have questions, they can reach out to you and they can schedule a Zoom call or something like that.
Absolutely.
Awesome, brother. Okay, I'm going to see you guys next time. Do not forget to like us and follow us on Facebook. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope TV every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 10 a.m. in the morning. This is Elio Piedra. You've been enjoying and watching Morning Coffee with Elio with the great Matt Scott, financial educator. We've been talking about Joe Biden's policies. Once again, do not forget to read the article and reach out to Matt to learn more about what's going on, what is this article about, how can that impact my life, how can I take action today. Morning Coffee with Elio. We're going to see you next time. And most importantly, guys, Merry Christmas, Matt. Merry Christmas, brother. I wish you a wonderful,
brother.
Yeah, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Christmas time with your family and holidays. And if I don't see you before, happy holidays and prosperous and successful and healthy new year. So I'm going to see you probably in the meetings. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to see you on Friday with Lisa Stern. By the way, Lisa Stern is coming up this Friday. We're going to be talking about how we prepare for this 2021. Yes, we are just on fire. We're going to see you guys next time. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.